Alright, so we are going to pick up here, which is where I left off on the last video. So our directions for this is determine which postulate, so out of those 5, or is it not possible? I asked you to go ahead and try these on your own. Whether you did or not is the question, I guess. But I'll go ahead and go through them. So this side, this one, and then the angle in the middle. So this one should be side, angle, side. Okay. Again, the one thing I want to check is the angle between the two sides. And in this case, well, in both of these triangles, the angle is between the two sides. So side, angle, side works. Moving on to this one, so I have this side, which matches up here. I have this angle marked congruent to this one. And then the one thing that I'm missing are these vertical angles. Okay, so there's my second angle. I have 2 angles and a side, but in this case, the side is not between the 2 angles. So we're not talking about this side, it's not between them. So this one is angle, angle, side. Number 9, so we have a right angle and a right angle. So let's label that an angle for right now. Then I have these 2 that are each marked congruent, so I have another angle. And then thinking back to, do I have any shared sides, vertical angles, or parallel lines? I have a set of shared sides here. So I have a side and a side. And just like the previous one, this side is not between the 2 angles. Okay, so when I connect the 2 angles with the side, it's not the one I'm talking about. So this is angle, angle, side. Okay, side's not between the 2 angles that are marked congruent. In 10, I've got this angle, it's marked with 2 arcs. This angle matches up. This one has 1 arc, so it matches here. And then I do have this side and this side. And this one is different because I have 2 angles, but the side between it is the one that's marked congruent. So this one is angle, side, angle. So hopefully you see the difference between 10 and then 8 and 9. 8 and 9, the side's not between the 2 angles that we have marked. And in 10, the side is between them. So it's the difference between angle, angle, side, and angle, side, angle. In number 11, we have this side here that's marked congruent. So let's label that with an S. Then we've got this angle with 2 arcs on it, which matches up with this one. So not enough information right now, but we got to think, do we have any shared sides, vertical angles, or parallel lines? And in this case, we have a shared side. Okay, so this is an S. So when I have 2 sides and an angle, the only option that has that combination in a regular triangle, not a right triangle, is side, angle, side. So my question is this angle that I have marked congruent, is it between the 2 sides? If I connect those 2 sides, they should connect at the angle that I have marked congruent, and they don't. So this one is not side, angle, side because the angle's not between the sides. This one's ASS, which we know doesn't work in a non-right triangle. So this one is not possible. All right. So if you turn the page, we've got 1 page left. It's page 47. Okay, I got to bring up a different document. And there's only 4 questions on here, but you have to draw your own pictures, and they're a little bit different type of questions than we have seen. So first this says, prove triangle PQR and STU. So let's draw triangles and label them PQR and STU. Okay, so it doesn't matter what your picture looks like. I would try to make them look similar. So PQR, doesn't really matter how you label them, but I would probably label them the same. So I put P at the top, so that means I should put S at the top. And then Q went to the right, so T goes to the right. You don't have to do that, it just makes it easier on you. Okay? And then this given, this is what they tell us we already know. So we know R and U are congruent, so let's mark those congruent. And they're angles, so we mark them with little arcs. And then it says P is congruent to S, so I'm going to mark P and S congruent with 2 arcs. Again, angles, we use arcs. And then here's what's different about this question. It says we want to prove it by angle, side, angle, and then we're going to need something else. So what else do we need to be able to say that angle, side, angle works? Okay. Well, we have two angles, so the thing that we need left is the side in the middle of those angles, because the S is in the middle of the two A's. So the thing that we need is we need that PR, this side, because this is the side between the two angles, and SU, again the side between the two angles, we need that to be congruent. So info needed, we need that PR is congruent to SU in order to prove angle, side, angle. Okay, so these questions are a little bit different, they're a little bit higher level. So let's go ahead and do the next one. It says ABC and DEF. So we're going to draw some triangles and label them with those letters. A, B, C. Again, you don't have to label them the same way. It just makes it easier if you do. So then it says that angle A is congruent to angle D. So let's mark that with the arc. And the next piece of information that is given is BC and EF. So BC and EF. And I don't know why I decided to do 2 marks instead of 1. I just did. So what they want us to prove is angle, angle, side. So if we look at already what we have an angle and we have a side. So we need another angle. And the important thing about this one is the angle that we choose, we want to make sure the side's not between them. And actually in this case it doesn't matter. So I could say that angle C is congruent to angle F, and I've got angle, angle, side. Side's not in the middle. So I could use that. I can actually do the other one too. So if I chose B instead of C, so let me erase that. So if I chose B instead of C, in this case, it would still work. I still have 2 angles, and then this side is not between them. Okay, so you can do angle C is congruent to angle F, or you can do angle B is congruent to angle E. Not all of them will be like that, but this one just happens to work out that either of those will make it angle, angle, side. All right. And then we got 2 more just like those. I mean, not just like those, but very similar. So PQR and STU. So draw your pictures. All right. So now it says my given is angle R is congruent to angle U. So let's mark those. Those are angles. And then it also says that PR and SU. So PR and SU. It is asking me to prove side, angle, side. So we already have an angle and we already have a side. So we've already got 2 of those pieces. We need another side. The important thing about that second side is I want it so that when I mark the side, the angle is in the middle. Okay? If I marked PQ, I'd have angle, side, side. The angle would not be between the 2 sides, so side, angle, side would not work. Okay, so in this case, I have to choose RQ and UT. And again, that makes it side, angle, side, side, angle, side. The angle has to be between the 2 sides, so it has to be RQ congruent to UT. All right. And the last one, ABC again, and DEF. So it tells me that B is congruent to E, and those are angles, so we put arcs on them. And then it says AB is congruent to DE, so that's this side congruent to this side. When I look at what I'm trying to prove, I need 2 angles and a side. When I look at my picture, the givens, they told me, they gave me a side and they gave me another angle. So the thing I need is an angle. So I know right away that my info needed is going to be an angle of something. I want to make sure that when I do angle, angle, side, that this side AB or DE is not in the middle of my two angles. So the only choice here is C and F. Okay? The reason that's my only choice is because the side's not between the two angles when I choose C. If I chose A, I'd have angle, side, angle. Yes, the triangles would still be congruent, but it would not be proving it using angle, angle, side like they asked me to. So this one would be angle C is congruent to angle F. And there's no other option. The only one that has two answers or two options really is this 13. Okay, so a little bit higher level. Sometimes they also give you problems where they give you 4 pieces of information and say, what don't you need? Okay, so sometimes they're asking for more information, and sometimes they give you too much and ask you to cross out the one that doesn't work. Okay. All right, so just keep practicing this. Some of you see me in class now, so you can ask questions if you have them, but you'll get some more practice on this. So just keep working. As always, email me, reach out if you have any questions or unsure of something or don't know what you're supposed to be working on. Please email me, message me, something. But have a good day.